Hi, it's Karen from hippofrogdesigns.co.uk. Welcome to today's top tips, tricks and techniques from my craft desk. Today's video demonstrates the Starburst technique. It's also called the Sunburst technique. As you can see, today's project uses this technique to create this fun pattern. You can use cardstock, as I've done here, DSP, or both. You could also stamp or emboss pieces too. The choice is yours. It's also a great project for using your scraps. First, you'll need to create your strips. I'm using two colours here, Highland Heather and Fresh Freesia. My strips are 1 inch wide by 10.5 centimetres long. Apologies for the mixing of measurements there. You can make your strips wider or longer, or use a mix of sizes if you wish. Next, you need to cut diagonally corner to corner so that you create triangles. For this project, I used 20 triangles, so that is 10 strips, 5 of each colour. I did cut 6 of each colour to make 12 triangles of each, just to give me a little bit of extra if I needed. Before you start assembling, make sure you have a piece to stick onto. As I'm making an exploded version where there are gaps between the triangles, I've chosen a third colour, Gorgeous Grape, to peek through. So I've got my base card, my layer, and then this piece, slightly smaller, that my triangles will sit on. If you're going to be making a regular version with no gaps between the triangles, then a piece of scratch paper will be perfectly fine. Now to start assembling. Lay your pieces onto the project, choosing which side you want to face upwards, and the important decision of where you want the centre of your starburst to be. I'm going to make mine more central. As your sentiment will cover where the pieces meet, choose this point wisely. On this recent Halloween project, the starburst radiated from the right-hand side. You can move the pieces out or in, depending on how you want the project to look. I've now got all my pieces arranged where I think I'm going to want them. It does use quite a few more pieces if you go from the center. If you go from the edge, like my Halloween project, then you will find you'll use fewer pieces. You're now ready to start gluing. Start by gluing one slice and working your way round. That way you won't miss any pieces. I'm using wet glue for this because it gives me a little bit more wriggle room. And that's the first piece in. So continue working all the way around until you've got everything glued. I should point out that when you're gluing, make sure you only glue the piece that's going to be stuck on to the card, else you're going to have a heck of a job pulling everything off. I'm just on my final piece. And that's all of my pieces attached. Give them a good press down. And when you're ready, gently ease it off your scratch paper because you might have been a little bit overzealous with the glue in places. When you've eased everything off, turn it over and cut off those overhanging pieces from the back. Once you've cut off all of your overhanging pieces, you are ready to assemble your card. So you can finish with a sentiment or any embellishments or whatever you want to add. For my project, I just added a sentiment and a swoosh of ribbon. I hope you enjoyed this video and will be trying the Starburst techniques on your projects. I'll pop a link to the blog post that has all the details of the items I've used for today's project in the description below this video. Head to hippofrogdesigns.co.uk for more project ideas. See you soon.